Hi friends, and welcome to Cat's Corner. I'm your host Cat. You can find me on Ravelry as Cat Straight and on Board Game Geek as Moraine A. Sedai. Today is scratch that, it's April the 8th. I'm recording a little late, which I'll go into some little details in just a bit. This is episode 12, and it's gonna be called Going Crazy, because that's what I feel like I'm doing right now, is going crazy. Okay, so first off, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find the show notes, which will be linked underneath the video, but that is catherinestraight@wordpress.com. And I also have an email account set up just in case anybody wants to get in touch with me via email instead of Ravelry or some other one, and that's Cat's Corner Podcast @gmail.com. You can find the link to that at the Ravelry group, which the Ravelry group is linked to onto the show notes, the blog. Trying to think, my brain's just in super overload right now, so hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. I've been working on a super huge stamp order, which if everything works out, it's going to be really nice. Working on getting the first couple sample stamps to the person, and if it works for them, then I got a lot more stuff to do. And I've been working with this person for like over a month, and it's been going super crazy in my head. But I'll show you the sample stamps when we get to that part of the show. And then also I'm starting to work with another person for a custom logo stamp, which is driving me crazy because the person doesn't get in touch with me but like maybe once a week. So it's dragging out, and I hate when things drag. Still haven't gotten the wash machine fixed, so still going to my parents twice a week, which is getting old very fast. Had a crazy busy weekend. My mom took Linus Saturday night for an overnight trip. So Nate and I went to our local board game store for their board game day, which oddly enough, I totally forgot that this past Saturday was tabletop day. So you played games on Saturday, you joined probably millions, I would say. Maybe a million? I don't know. A lot of people playing board games. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, so we were there for like 8 hours, which I played games and did some knitting while playing. And then Sunday was my husband's foster brother's birthday get together more. And this coming weekend is my husband's brother's birthday get together. So on top of all the normal crazy stuff, I haven't been around very much. And lucky me, today my husband is home sick because he got food poisoning from something he ate yesterday at work. So he's napping in the living room. Linus is napping in his room. So I'm getting a couple minutes to myself. So I figured I'd try and get this done so it's not 2 weeks worth of information, which, because I can tend to be very long-winded anyway. So I'm going to try and go. So join the Ravelry group. If you do, you can win. When we hit 50 members, we are going to do a 50-member giveaway. We have technically 20 members right now, 21. That means I'm one of those. So technically 20. So once we hit 51, you will be getting a random drawing for yarn ball stamp, freeform hand carved, and I think my son may have gotten a hold of that one too. If so, I'll have to restamp it and see. I'll have to make another one. Can't keep anything straight nowadays. It looks like that though. I'll have to check it. Maybe he didn't. He might not have. I'll see. So random drawing for that one. The winner of the random drawing will get to pick a friend within the Ravelry group to get this stamp, which looks like that. Can you see it? It looks like that one. So, join the group, get a chance to win. Simple, easy peasy. And excuse all the mess back here. I'm trying to hide as much as possible. My husband is trying to do reorganization and putting things in the attic. So I've had things boxed up in here for several days now, waiting to go in the attic. At least it's boxed up now and not just all over the room, which it was for like a month. So I think that's that. Virtual knit night. Give y'all an update on that. We had it last week, and it was a blast. Amy from the Hops and Hanks podcast contacted me from me putting it out there that I wanted to do one. We got 2 members from her group to join us, which now one of them's in this group, so hi. I think Sarah. I can't remember right. Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I don't think Danae watches this one. Mine. Who knows? I don't know. So that was really fun, getting to talk. Started realizing that when there's more outgoing people than me, I tend to revert back to my shy ways and kind of sit back and listen. But, you know, granted, the Google Hangouts thing's kind of weird to start off with, so it was kind of confusing. But I think we're starting to figure it out. So if you're interested in doing a virtual knit night with me, who knows, I may be fun. Just contact me and start working up the next one. I don't know if Amy will join in on that one or not. I guess it depends on time and stuff, but I'm willing to do it. Hopefully all this other mess will get taken care of, and I right now feel like I'm just going. So that's that. It was, like I said, it's a ball to get to talk to other people. Some fun, interesting new things. I signed up for my first trunk show at my local yarn store, and that's, I think, next Thursday, next week. So hopefully I'll have some fun, exciting things to share with y'all about that. I'm still trying to figure out if there's like any fairly close fiber shows or anything like that anywhere around here. I've searched and I haven't found anything yet because, with having a 2-year-old, it makes it hard to get away, especially when you're the one who's always home with them. So I just want to make a little day trip out of it and not stay overnight anywheres. But if you happen to know one, you can let me know too. That would be fun. But I have the trunk show, and I've started a new hobby. Hopefully it'll stay going, which I'll talk to you about a little bit later on, because it's a new acquisition too. Wow! Okay, so oh, brain hurts. We'll do finished objects. I have one. It'll be quick, hopefully. I mentioned last time, and excuse me because I have things in weird places today, that I was going to be making some sort of a minion type thing for my brother-in-law for his birthday. I opted for a kind of like a bowl basket type thing, and he is finished. So I just kind of did a cylinder and changed colors. So that's what he looks like. He doesn't have a mouth. I haven't decided if I'm putting a mouth on him. I don't know. I think he kind of looks cute without the mouth. I usually put a mouth. But, the colors I use, this is Lily's Sugar and Cream. Oh, my brain really isn't working today, y'all. Really, seriously. I think this was just yellow. And then that was a white. This was, I think, denim. And this is, the black is Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn, or this wool, I don't remember, in black. And that's all the black. So, that's what it looks like. I'm thinking about trying to find some sort of like plastic glass or something like that, base or something to put in it, just to help keep it shaped better. And use the maybe it was a size G hook. I don't remember. I used a smaller hook than what I would normally do, trying to get it a little bit tighter, but I probably should have went down a little bit smaller to get it even tighter than what I did. But it's finished, and no matter what, he's gonna love it just because it's a minion. It doesn't have to be functional. If it's a minion, he'll be happy. So that's that. That's my only finished object, besides some stamps, which I will show later. So next up, we will go into works in progress. We will start with the Steggy. Most of my knitting and stuff hasn't gotten too much work on because, like I said, my brain has been in such overload with some of these stamp designs and stuff that by the time I finish working on those at night, after Nate gets home, my brain is just in such a that all I can pretty much do is just sit and stare at the TV, because or I want to go to bed at 8 o'clock. And that was most of the evenings last week, was working on the stamps. So going back and forth between emails, sketching them out. But I did finish the left front of the Steggy. And the Steggy is, the minion thing is my own thing. I don't know if I said that. The Steggy is a Knitty pattern, so it's a free pattern. But I finished the left front. I don't even remember where I was whenever I showed y'all. I think I was just like right up in that area. But I finished that. I haven't even started to cast on the right front yet. So, and it's kind of going to be a little interesting once I have to start putting it together, because on the back I left off 2 stitches, so now I'm trying to adjust for that. And hold on 1 second, something just popped up on my computer. Let me just minimize it. Oh wait, let's see. Okay, I'll figure that out later. Norton just popped up something. I have no idea what it's doing. So I had to try and correct it on the fronts, and then I'm adding extra stitches on the band because I'm doing buttons instead of a zipper. Oh. And my brain's not working for anything right now, unless it's like super simple. So that's how far I've gotten. I'll be starting on the right front shortly. Hopefully soon, because I'd like to get it done. The yarn I am using is Baronet Cotton Candy Collection. This one is Blue Snow Cone. And the green is Lime Burst. Then I also have a orange and a yellow that I'm going to be doing the spikes of the jacket thing for. And I'm actually thinking, because some people say that doing the spikes are done like in an intarsia type way, and a lot of people say that it's kind of confusing trying to get it going. Let's throw that there instead of. And so I'm thinking just doing the sleeves regularly and then making my own spike pattern up and crocheting those, because I've done crocheted spikes made up by myself before, and it was if you look on my Ravelry page, project page, I think I have it on there. It's a dinosaur hat that I made for my son, and I did it all myself, which is not great, but you know, whatever. But what I did was I made a row of chain stitches up along it as the base of the spikes, and then I went off of that and created the spikes. So I may do that with this. That way I don't have to try and figure out how to do the intarsia. I can just look up how people did the sleeves in the round, and I'll just do that. I think that might be easier for me right now. And then I can work on the sleeves during the day, because that will be easy. So that's plans for that. That pattern is by Julia Farewell Clay. The needles it calls for are size 7s and 8s, which is what I'm using. And I think that's about it for that project. I'm trying to go as fast as possible today, y'all. So hopefully I'm not leaving all kinds of stuff out. Okay, so the next project I have is my star motif pullover. It's a very old project that I'm trying to finish up. It is from the Vogue Knitting Spring Summer 09. And it looks like that. So what I showed y'all last time was I had one full diamond, and I was working on the side panel, I think. Yeah, I was working on the first side panel. I finished the side panel. It's all rolly. I don't think I made any mistakes in that one. And I have started the next full diamond. And I am that far. I'm in the decreased section. So, and I do have mistakes on this one, but hopefully it won't be too obvious. I've somehow got off count right there. And so I have a yarn over in a weird place. So this is pretty much what I work on during Linus's naps, which isn't going to get worked on at all today, because I'm doing this instead since the weekend was so busy. I am working them on size 3s. You probably can't even see that, huh? Well, maybe you can. Like, and it's just some, I don't even know, some random metal needles that someone gave me. I am using the Brown Sheep Company's Serendipity Tweed. It is striped coral reef colorway. And it is 60% cotton and 40% wool. Not superwash. Which means I have to remember to never put it on the spin cycle. Which I've actually gotten a lot better. I've been doing, instead of doing the hand washing cycle in the wash machine, since my wash machine's been broken, I've been doing everything by hand, all the hand knits and stuff. So that's actually been working out fairly well, especially with the special detergent where you don't have to try and rinse it out, because that was always what got me. But the person who designed this pattern was Kristen Omadal. Yeah, that person. So this is coming along. I should hopefully next week have finished the second side panel, and maybe I'll be working on the sleeves, and then I join everything up and work on the cowl and the waistband area thing. I need a break. Okay, so that's that one. And oh, and I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode that we are doing our first craft along. It's not a knit along. You can do anything you want. It's a craft along. And I'm fixing to show you my project that I'm working on. Well, one of my projects. I have other ones in my head. But this is my knitting craft along project. We are doing a Cosmos themed craft along that all it really has to be is inspired by the Cosmos. It can be yarn, it can be a pattern, it can be color combinations, you can dye something that reminds you of the Cosmos, you can make a wreath, sew something, carve something, shoot, plant a garden that looks, you know, the flowers, like the colors and combinations of the flowers that you did looks like the Cosmos. I don't care. Just have fun with it. I don't really care. I just want to see your fun things. That's all. Just want to see your fun things in Oogle. Okay? But I couldn't remember, and I wasn't about to go watch my show again because I didn't have time whenever I was posting the stuff up, because Amy posted on that episode thread about it, and that she was, you know, had already had her idea of what she was doing and everything, and I'm sitting here like, I haven't had a chance to put up threads or anything yet about it. So I have a finished object thread now and a chatter thread, so put your stuff in both, so that, because the finished object thread, I don't want any chatter. That way it'll be easier on me to figure out who's done what, and we can pick our winner from there. Don't have the prize yet. I have some ideas. I'm not going to say anything because it may be more than one prize. Depending. It's going to depend on what the trunk show. Let's just put it to you that way. Depends on what I find at the trunk show. So, but the Cosmos craft along, it's going to, I'm giving you a lot of time too, people. You have to have the object started April 1st or after, and finished, I think I said June the 30th? No. Well, let me check. I put it in my thing. I'm going to go look. I don't remember what I said. Yes, June the 30th. So it has to be started and finished between April 1st and June 30th of this year. You have 3 months. I figured that would be enough time to get something done. Double dip, triple dip. I know Amy was saying that she's thinking about doing the hitchhiker pattern, you know, which is, you know, kind of Cosmo-y because of, you know, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, kind of playing off of that, and then the yarn that she's got is kind of like that. But the Stashless podcast is having a Martina Bim knit along, crochet along type thing. And if I'm remembering correctly, Martina Bim designed the Hitchhiker. So you can do two. Hey. So do that. What I am doing is I am making a pair of socks for the hubby. When we went to Oregon, I picked up a couple skeins of yarn. Going to my thing. And I was trying to make something for everyone out of what I bought, because I didn't feel like I was spending too much money just on myself. So what I bought, I had bought 3 skeins of Black Trillium Fibers yarn in the Merloin sock base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And one of the colorways, yes, I know you having something. Just go away right now. It keeps popping up on me. And so the one I picked for Nate was the colorway Star. Whoa! You get to see how much I paid for it. Woohoo! And it's 425 yards. So, first off, the Star. I'm just going to show y'all how much I pay for things. That doesn't really matter to me. Here, see, that's how much I paid. Enjoy. What was I saying now? Oh, the colorway Star kind of got me thinking of like the Cosmos and, you know, stuff like that. And I was like, you know, I've been wanting to make a pair of Star Trek socks, because both Nate and I are huge Star Trek fans, even though we disagree about which series is the best. So I was looking, because I always looked at different patterns, and I found this really, really cute repeating pattern that's fairly small, and it is called the Star Trek Pattern Repeat, which is a free Ravelry pattern. It is by Zoe Schaffy, S-C-H-E-F-F-Y. Shabba. So I saw that and I was like, I could use that as the leg of the sock. So then I decided, well, I don't like the heel I've been using. So I bought the OMG heel by Megan Williams, who does the Stockinette Zombies podcast. Or one of the Stockinette Zombies. Yeah. So I bought that so I could try that, which I also tried the her toe up construction too, which I'm not too much of a fan on how she did the increases for it, but I liked on how many where she put the increases, I guess I should say. But I like the fact that she did yarn overs instead of make ones. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to be I'll probably keep using that and go back to a different kind of toe pattern where I do more increases at the beginning to make it more rounded. But let's see if I can get this out of here without totally screwing every little last thing up and getting everything twisted. But I'm going to be doing the OMG heel. So this is my balls. Oh, and the reason why I was telling you about all these new things I'm trying is I'm also decided that I'm going to try 2 at a time socks. So this is 2 at a time socks too, my first attempt at them. I did not have anything that really told me how to do 2 at a time toe up socks. The 2 at a time sock book that I had bought before I even started to look at 2 at a time socks, or toe up socks. It was just regular cuff down. But, so that's why I have 2 balls. I divided them out evenly, so I would make sure it was the same. And the reason why I decided to do them 2 at a time is the last pair of socks that I made Nate, I was like slightly off on one of them. One of them was slightly longer than the other. And every time he wears them, he comes home, it really feels weird that they're not the same height. It really feels weird. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I spent all that money on the yarn, all that time to make you socks, and you're going to sit here and complain to me every time because they're not the exact same length. They're going to be the same length. So, this is what I have. One of them, of course, looks so much cooler than the other one. This one right here, I'm loving how the colors are going on this one. But, so I'm just working on the feet right now. And that's how far I've gotten, 2 at a time. What? I'm doing good, right? I think so anyways. I'm using size 1s Addy sock rockets. I accidentally threw away the packaging for this one. I don't know exactly. I have to keep the packaging because I can never remember how long and stuff my things are. So after I get through the heel, I'm going to go into this repeating Star Trek pattern, which I'm going to kind of show you. Since it is a free pattern, I'll show you the image that they have of it. So that's what, you know, their kind of thing. So I'm going to be doing that. I figured out the amount of stitches to make sure it's all even and such. So I'll be doing that up the leg. And not color work or anything, because with those colors, I'm just going to do it as a purl. Change the knit stitch to a purl stitch and do it like that. I think it'll be really cute. Nice little small detail on it. So these are my Cosmos themed socks for our craft along. Let me know what you're working on. I've heard from Amy about what she's thinking about doing, and Amanda from Mando Bug Crafts. I've seen what she's planning on doing. Her yarn is gorgeous. Makes me jealous. I want it. It's so pretty. Oh, and also, I didn't realize I'm making Star Trek socks, right? I was cleaning out some of my bags, you know, to switch over, you know, this project's outgrown this bag, so let me put it in this other bag now that I'm not using this bag and stuff. I didn't realize I put it in my Star Trek bag. So I'm making Star Trek socks in my Star Trek bag, and it was totally not on purpose. It wasn't. It really wasn't. But this is Knitting Geisha. Awesome. Can you tell what Star Trek I like? Oh, because Spock. Yeah. So, I think that's all the works in progress is. Oh yeah, and the tag for the knit along, I just finally put in the thread. It's Cosmos 14. So, my brain, all the creative juices have been zapped. So, I'm not very creative today. So that is that. And until I get to the heel, that's an easy knit up project that's been going with me all over. I did most of those socks at board gaming, so after I got through the increases. So that is that. Okay, I had some stash enhancements for last week that I forgot about. So I'll go ahead and show you those so I can pick them up finally. My Greek Fire shawl, I had knitted out of some hand spun from a shop owner's hand spun yarn from our Oregon trip. Well, I liked the yarn so much that I told my mother-in-law that I wanted some more of it. And I got some more. So 3 of the colors are the same as the Greek Fire. I just got an extra skein of them. So that was what my Greek Fire was. Gray, blue, and brown. And they're all kind of mismatched. They're merino wool, but it says it's based with any of the following: silk, angora, and mohair. So it's just a big mixture of stuff. So I got 3 skeins of these. One is 280 yards. Then I have a 313 yards and 324 yards. And they're all roughly around 10 bucks a piece, which I don't think I can beat that price. So I got those, and then 2 other colors that I either didn't see when I was up there or I just fell in love with the other ones. I don't know. But it's kind of like this dark gray. It's almost like kind of like a charcoaly type color. And this one is 350 yards. This dark charcoal color. This one feels a little bit rougher than the other ones. It doesn't say what this one is made out of. I'm assuming it's pretty much the same as the other ones. I have that one. And then I have this really, really pretty blue, and it's got like pops of white in it and stuff. A lot of white in there too. And it's not quite that blue. But this one is 187 yards. So it'll be fun. I'm trying to decide because let's see if I can get it. Oh, I still have dropping all kinds of stuff. This much yarn from my Greek Fire shawl. So I have this plus the other skein that I'm thinking Josh is supposed to be doing another mystery shawl in July, I'm thinking he said. I don't remember exactly. That maybe I could get away with doing these 3 colors again, since I have those. But he has a really, really big shawl, so I'm not quite sure. I'll have to go back through and add up exactly how much I have, because I can weigh these and figure it out, how much I have left of these. But that is one new stash acquisition. I'm running out of room to put things, seriously, with all of this stuff laying around the house. Oh yeah, and she also, with all the yarn, she always gets us these little ceramic buttons, and this one's of a goat. And it's let's see, it's what called, I think, one-of-a-kind buttons, made in Oregon. I got a little goat. The first one she got me was a little kitty cat, and said meow on it. I haven't used them yet. I'm thinking maybe collect enough of them and make some sort of like a cardigan or something like that out of it, and have like the different buttons on it. Let's see, because they're kind of big. It's bigger than a quarter, almost like a $50. well, maybe not quite a $50 size, but they're pretty big. Maybe I make a couple different types of cardigans, ones where you just have the one button at the top. Maybe that'll look good like that. I have that too. That was a little extra something. So, other stash enhancement. Plus new hobby. And you'll have to ignore, because this is also kind of a work in progress, because it's me learning and being really, really bad at the learning process. I bought a spindle. I've been thinking about doing it for a long time now. And I always thought they were super expensive. And oddly enough, they're not. I bought this one off of Etsy. It's a handcrafted, stained, all that fun stuff. And ignore the mess that is here, because it is horrible. Absolutely horrible. But it was like, they claim it as a kit. You get the spindle, this wool, and kind of a dinky bag, but at least I got something for it, right? The wool, it's like, it feels sticky to me. So I don't know if I know, they have the lanolin in the sheepskin, but I don't know if that leaves like a sticky feeling to you. You don't get it all out or something, or what. But they just sent me like this. I've been attempting to pre-draft, which is not going quite so good, but this is a little bit of what I had. And this is all I've done. I got it Monday. And this is pretty much all I've managed to do so far, because with Nate getting sick, I didn't really have all that much help last night, so I didn't really... Wait, last night was Monday. Oh my god. So I got home, I got to work on it for just a little bit. Before Nate's like, I can't do anything, I just need to go curl up in bed. So we were both in bed at like 8 o'clock last night. But I'll show you how absolutely horrible my spinning is. Well, it's actually gotten a lot better since I first attempted. So I have a bunch of little poofy, there's a big poof. But I have a lot of poofs. There's some big poofs. Like, started off with like some major poofage, because I was having a really, really hard time trying to draft this. And I really don't know if it was the material, or if it's just me not knowing, or if it's a combination of the both. But I'm going to be ordering some more nicer fiber, because I'm almost finished with what they gave me. And I want to try and practice at least a little bit every day, so I can start figuring it out more and get better at it. But it was kind of fun. I was very amused with it last night. But yeah, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Spinners unite, right? But yeah, I pretty much bought from this one particular person just because I really liked this spindle. And the whole kit was like $15. And and then it was like a couple bucks for shipping, so it was like $19 for the whole kit and caboodle, which I thought wasn't too bad. I just liked the spindle. I thought it was pretty. And I don't even really know how a spindle is supposed to feel or anything, so give it a try for 15 bucks. I didn't figure it was too bad. So you'll be seeing more spindly, spinning stuff for when my brain can't function. It feels like it's more of a go with the flow and completely zone out type of thing. So, that is that. So other crafty stuff. No sewing. Didn't have time. Didn't make any card things or anything like that because I was trying to, but it wasn't letting me connect to things. But I did do my stamps last week. So, they're kind of odd, but this is what the person wants. So she does screen printing, and this is one of the images she screen prints. Now this is kind of like my version. So she'll be coloring in the different areas that she wants. I just do it in black because it's easier for me to see where I need to fix things. I got that one. And the other image is that one. Wait. No, not that one. That one needed corrections. Yeah, this was the finished image. So this one, it's the eye with hair blowing in the face, peeking out through a rip in paper or something like that. There's like a ripped hole in the paper, and oh, that's how she explained it to me. So, eyeballs. I carved eyeballs in rubber. So hopefully those will turn out right because she's wanting more detail from the screen printing that she does. And so hopefully that'll give it to her and it'll work right. And then she can buy some more because she's thinking of getting some, like at least 5 more stamps if these work. So fingers crossed because that could all be used towards fiber and yarn. So I think that is pretty much everything craft-wise. So join the Ravelry group. Possible chance to win a stamp. Let me know if you're interested in doing a VKN, Virtual Knit Night. Join the craft along. You can do anything you want, anything your heart desires, whatever speaks to you. But it has to be Cosmo related, slightly. I'm not too picky right now. Maybe if the group was like super huge, I would be like, no, you can't do that. But right now it's just, whatever. Let's have fun with it. So, are you ready to log your plays with me? Like I said, I went and we did board gaming on Saturday, and then we did a little bit of board gaming on Sunday. So, let's see. Let me go get the massive bag of games, because I think I have 2 of the games that we played in the massive bag that haven't gotten unpacked yet. We did this, and we did this. Unorganized today. So we played 2 of our games and then we played 2 other games. One of the games that we played or 2 of the games that we played were owned by other people. One of them was called Nations, which I'll link to the board game site so that you can look it up and see. That was really fun. If you played Through the Ages, it's kind of like that. There's a whole lot more cards. Military is a lot more integral part of the game than in Through the Ages, which actually made it more interesting. There's like optional setups, so like different civilizations would have slightly different advantages, whereas in Through the Ages you all start on the same, sorry, Etsy conversations, all kind of like the same starting setup, all on the same level playing field. That's what I was trying to say. Oh. So that was a really interesting different take. really played a lot of Through the Ages, which I could show you that one. Would you like to see what that one looks like? Let me see if I can find that. Let's see. We have like one of the original Czech game, so it's got things that you can't find in the American game because of copyright issues and stuff, but I guess in the Czech Republic they didn't really care about some things. But this was Through the Ages. So it's kind of like this game, Nations. I'm thinking it might be, don't quote me on it, but I think it might be by the same person who designed Through the Ages, because otherwise there's a whole lot of similarity in it, and that would be really poor design to kind of jank someone else's stuff that much. But I'm pretty sure it's the same person. Wouldn't surprise me. So we played Nations, which was really, really fun, which is similar to Through the Ages. My phone's just going all crazy today, huh? Then we also played a game that's called Robinson Crusoe. I'll have it linked. It's like, because apparently there's a couple Robinson Crusoes when I was going to log the play onto the website. But it's a cooperative game, and we realized we played some things really wrong, which could have greatly have benefited us, because we just died. I think I was the main one who lost it for our team, because my character just completely died because we all had agreed that my person has the most health. Let's just not feed my person. And so I kept getting hits and I had all kinds of wounds. Yeah. That's fun. I killed myself. So that was really fun. I'd definitely like to try that one again and play it correctly, because then we might actually not feel like we're going nowheres, because we were like almost finished the game and it was like we barely even started trying to do the win condition. And so, but there's different scenarios and different win conditions for each scenario. So I think we were doing one of the easier ones too. That was evil. But the two games that we played that we own, that I can show you, is one I've already discussed. We played Samurai. And no, I did not win. It came down to a tiebreaker between me and Nate. And of course Nate won. And the other player just didn't win. And then we played Bus, which I will eventually one day explain this game to y'all, but there's kind of a lot to it, so it might just be its own thing. And I'll be like, okay, here's the craft section, and then do another video of just the game, so that, you know, it doesn't look quite so daunting, because I could probably have to explain this game for at least 10 to 20 minutes. Which I'm sure you don't want to listen to me talk that long about the game. But it's Bus. It's a Splatterspieling game, which I'm sure you haven't realized I talk a lot about Splatterspieling, because they are probably one of my favorite designers, along with Vlada Capital, person who created Through the Ages. Capital, something like that. But we played this one. It was fun. It looks kind of cheesy, but trust me, it's great. And then we also played this game, Stocks and Bonds. This is, our version is the very old 3M bookshelf version. And it's a very simple game, and it won't take very much time for me to explain it at all, so let's get down to explaining how to play Stocks and Bonds. It is, I'm trying to see if the designer is on here. It just says Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company. So, see, it's old. Can you see that? 64. So basically, Stocks and Bonds is a stock buying game. You are playing the stock market. And really, that's literally pretty much the game. You're playing the stock market. This little card here explains all the different stocks you can buy, what their yields are, kind of gives you a little brief explanation on the type of stock it is and kind of like how it's probably going to go in the game. Like there's some that are like highly like big risk factors and some that are highly speculative, and then other ones that they're like, oh, it's a good solid type thing. So that gives you the whole explanation so you can figure out what you want to do. And this nifty little thing here is how you determine the prices. You have your bull market on one side and your bear market on the other. This is your board, which is just a big chalkboard. It has all your stocks on each side. Tells you what year we're in. And then you use this to write in the price of the stock. The game is played over 10 years. There's also an option to do margins, but we've never done margins in the game before, so we just kind of play it straight up. So get that. And then, let's see. Apparently my son wrote all over everybody's stuff. Here, I will show you my sheet from playing the other day. Okay. So this is what you keep track of your stocks. So here you're writing down what stocks you are dealing with, your year that you're in. Then you go and you add, put down how many shares you're going to get. The shares are always in increments of 10. You can't get any less than 10. You can get more than 10 as long as it ends in a 0. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Increments of 10. Then you write down the price of how much the share is. And then, of course, you have to multiply that by the number of shares. Then you do positives and negatives. So I'm losing money here, gained money, lost money. You start with $5,000. And you just adjust your price here. Some stocks give you dividends, and so you add those in over here. And then you add those to your price. Buy and sell. You roll the die if it's an, what is it? Oh, let me look real quick because I don't usually do this thing. Let's see. If it's an even number, it's a bear market. If it's an odd number, it's a bull market. So you roll the die that time, then you re-roll the die to see what number you're putting in the top. And this tells you how to adjust the stocks. So if it's black, you're going up. Oops, I'm dropping things. If it's in the red, you're subtracting from the stock. There's also like the little event cards that will also adjust the stock prices. And you just go in and you write, whatever it started at. Keep going to the wrong side. So they all start at 100 initially in the game, I believe, when you're setting up. And you roll, see if it's bearable. Roll again, and then you adjust the price from there. to start with. So you already kind of have, they're not all at the same price to start with. And you just do that every turn until you hit 10 years. Year 10, you never get dividends for, ever. So if you have stock that has dividends and you're counting on dividends to make you some money, usually a lot of people will sell those stocks unless they're doing really good and go with something that might get them a little bit more money since you're not getting your dividends that year. Also, if any stock drops below $50 per share, you cannot get dividends from it, which that usually just happens to, I think it's Stryker. Stryker will, no, Shady Brooks. Shady Brooks that does it. The Shady Brooks has a yield of 7%, but it will usually drop below 50 and then you'll stop getting your dividends, and it may not go back up because it's one of those very speculative stocks. If stock goes to $150, then your stocks split and you get more stocks. So, you know, if you're in Shady Brooks and somehow it goes up to 150 and you split, then you're getting double the amount of dividends. And the way you denote that, you know, it's split is you just get some more of your stock, which are these little papers. Shows you your stocks. Let's see if there's anything else. I think that was pretty much it. Person who has the most money at the end wins. And oh yeah, I have been told that I've been forgetting to tell y'all the time it takes to play the game and the number of players it supports, which bad me. I can't believe I did that, because that is kind of important to know when you're playing a board game, right? I would say no longer than 30 minutes this game takes. It's usually a really quick game unless you have people who just have to sit there and think a whole long time. But we usually can get it done and out in 30 minutes. Let's see if it says how many people can play. It says it's from 2 to 8 players. We normally play with like 4 or 5 people. That's just, you know, that's all we've ever really played with. I don't think it would work quite as well with only 2 people, and mainly because you're not getting, you know, you're only going up against one person, so you either win or you lose. You either make the most money or you don't. So it's not, that just doesn't sound quite as fun to me. But that is pretty much it. That's how you play stocks and bonds. And you could probably make one up yourself if you really wanted to. But old garage sale purchase. Oh, stocks and bonds. So that is all for the show. And I went over an hour still. Oh. So I'm going to say goodbye. So bye-bye, friends. And I'll see you probably in a couple days whenever I actually have a chance to record. Hopefully it'll be Sunday, because Saturday's going to be busy, I think. So that's all. Hopefully I'll have progress. Bye.